Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here, coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all of you guys today. I'm sorry I did a little last minute morning live here, and I won't be able to stay on long because I have a phone call at noon. But I wanted to just come on and say hi and talk about a few things that I was thinking about in the Rebecca Haro case, and then also in Sebastian Rogers' case, because I woke up to a whole bunch of people sending me new flyers about Sebastian being missing for 18 months and how it's been far too long that he's been missing. And so I wanted to hop on and talk about it with all of you guys. So it's so good to see you. Hey, Todd Chat Cafe. Good morning. And then I also see YouTubers here. Good morning, YouTuber. How are you? Seth is outside of Sumner County Sheriff's Office with a chair and an umbrella. Oh, really? Be there maybe a week. He needs support. Oh my goodness. I did not know he was doing that at all. Very interesting. So he's sitting out there protesting. Good morning, Detroit Rock City. Detroit Rock City is in the house. Good to see you, Detroit. That's very interesting to me. I did not know that. I did not get the memo. He didn't tell me he was going to do that. No, I'm just kidding. Like he would. But wow. He does need support. I agree with that. I agree that he needs support. I think he should go and do lives outside of the courthouse or outside of the sheriff's office. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, he needs to go live on his channel. I agree, YouTuber. Sorry, I was fixing something on the other end and I just read that. I agree. Wow, guys, that's pretty big news. I mean, that's making a stand. That's taking a stand. Something has to happen here. I mean, there are so many people that love Sebastian. There are so many people that support Seth and finding Sebastian, not just, paying some douchebag 15 grand to sit on his patoot. Hey, Kiki, good to see you, hon. I hope some locals show up too. I hope some locals show, and not the ones that we um, call the loco locals, crazies. Um, Very interesting. Every day, okay, Detroit says I heard about it earlier, every day till Friday or longer, allegedly. I mean, I think it's a good idea for him to do that every single day if he can. I'm gonna I need to pull his Cash App now that I can drop it without worrying about kicking us all off of the live. So let me do that. I'm gonna get that. Um that way if he needs to take off time from work or something like that, we can get him, or gas money, whatever, coffee, whatever he needs, water. Patty Lee says he will be there until Friday. Smiley has a flyer with the information. Okay, because I got like all these flyers and I didn't know what they were. I thought they were just new to share. I didn't read what was on the flyer. Wow, that's a real good one. Let me look and see because I know I've got it on my phone. Let me see. Mm, okay. It has now been 18 months since Sebastian Rogers went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Let me go ahead and get this. This is the one. I just want to make sure that I got it, and I'll send it to myself. So I did get the memo. I just didn't read the memo. There we go. Let me just do this. And welcome in, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're just talking about Sebastian Rogers and Seth being at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. So just bear with me here on this, and let me grab this out on my Gmail, and we'll look at it. And I will also share it too. What do you guys think of this? Do you think that this is going to be effective? Do you think that they're going to start listening? What do you guys think? I would love to know. I would love to know what you think. Okay. So I wonder if I could. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay. Just don't pay attention to the background. It's just, my email or whatever. But um, yeah, here it is. And let me see if I can't make it bigger. There we go. Okay, so he's going to be sitting outside of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. So beginning Monday at noon, right? So he isn't up there yet, but he will be at noon. So if any of you guys can make it up there, um, yeah, Patty, because I agree he needs people. Hey, Paige, good to see you. I hope it helps him, but I'm doubtful. I hope he feels like he can do something. Like that's what is it's empowering, right? To go up there and do something like that. It's important to feel like you're doing something. Hey, perfectly imperfect boy mom, how are we finding this out about Seth? On this flyer. I received this flyer like I didn't know. Here's me waking up, no coffee, like and I'm like looking at a whole bunch of messages that I got with this flyer in it. And I thought it was just new to share. And I'm like, okay, after my live, I'll just share it. Um, no, I should have just shared it that instant because it is a flyer stating that Sebastian's been gone too long, 18 months, went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Still, there are no answers. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office has not been forthcoming in their investigation. Because of this lack of transparency and communication, we are asking for the public to help, right? So he's going to be sitting out there. He says, let's stand together. Let's bring Sebastian home. I think this is a wonderful idea. Um, I think this is great for him to spread awareness, to have people come out in the community. It's got to be frustrating for community members. I mean, I don't know really, I've never known anyone personally who's gone missing, right? Like in the community or something like that. So with that being said, um, I'm not sure how it would make me feel, from experience, but I can imagine that it would feel very, very frustrating, kind of scary, you know what I mean? Like, because it's your community and you have little kids running around out there, like if I found out that, Sebastian went missing in my neighborhood and my daughter was little, I would be thinking, oh my gosh, should I let her play outside? Do the kids need to, not play in the front yard, play in the backyard? I mean, that sort of thing. So, what do you tell the kids? What do you tell your other children about the situation, right? Because what if they go to school with Sebastian and they come home and say, Mama, where's Sebastian? He's not around. What happened to him? What do you tell a little kid, or a young person at that? Because it's scary. And I can't imagine what the community has to feel like knowing that, this child's missing and the police aren't forthcoming with the investigation. Well, what if that was my child who went missing? And because it could happen, right? People get taken at any age. It's just that kids are at a higher rate because people are disgusting and sick, and they like to put them in, you know, different uh, different things, making money off of them. Exploit them to their fullest. Does anyone know how many hours he plans on being out there for? I sure hope the news people show up in community too. Prayers for Seth and Sebastian will be found alive and well. Yeah, thank you, Town Chat. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Like I said, this is still so new. But definitely chime in the chat. Thanks, Detroit. Detroit says the power of prayer is mighty. If you can't be there, he needs our support. I agree with that 100%. And kisses and dragons and hearts back to you. Yes, I think that the power of prayer is so incredibly important, but I also think that like showing up there, like whoever can go up there, please do. Please do. Even if you go by and honk, even if you go by, give Seth, I know Seth doesn't like hugs, shake his hand, let him know that you support him. It's really important. I mean, how horrible is it that we have a father that has to sit outside of a courthouse? I mean, that should never happen. Sorry, I say courthouse, police station, sheriff's office. What is that? Why is that? You know? That is just incredibly, incredibly sad in my opinion. I'll pull that flyer back in again, guys. Wow. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, as a mom, I can't go sit out there with him, but wonder if there's another way to help. Does he have food or drinks? That's what I was wondering too. I was like, let me get his Cash App rolling too, because that way, if you guys want to buy him lunch, he's going to go out there at noon, but I mean, like, for the next couple days, I'm sure he's got a cooler. I know he likes to fish. So, and he seems like a pretty prepared type of a planner guy, if I could, pinpoint him, without really knowing him personally. So I'm thinking he probably has, some water and hopefully something. He needs to make sure he stays hydrated and has healthy foods, granola bars and stuff. But that's a really good question. Let me see here, because I know I have on my YouTube channel that I posted like a long time ago, um, was his Cash App stuff. Um, I think that's the only one that he has. I don't know about like a Venmo or anything like that. Um, I use Cash App, and it's a good one. I do have Venmo because I send my daughter money from on that one, because she doesn't have Cash App. I was thinking the same, that maybe they have something delivered to him. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Or just, too, I know that the truck wasn't doing too hot, from him having to check up on these leads, put so much wear and tear on your car. It reminded me of when we were listening to Fred and Sheila and how their Hummer had broke down when they were out in Tennessee. And, it's just the wear and tear on the vehicle. Um, you know, it's a shame that he would have to do this on his own, you know. Oh, that is such a good idea. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. She says, I'll take him something, even if it's a warm home cooked meal. I think that's great because, he could always have that when he gets home at the end of the day. And then he won't have to worry, he could just, nuke it in the microwave. Um, oh my gosh. It breaks my heart, you guys. It breaks my heart. Yeah, I'm sure all day and night until he gets his point across. Yeah, absolutely. Um, people. need to remember, right? Because it's easy to forget. It's easy for us to get um, caught up in the hustle and bustle of the everyday of our own lives. Like, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom saying, as a mom, school just started, right? Which is nice because then the kids are at school all day. But then, when they get home, I mean, it's a schedule change. It's a schedule change. Um, it definitely is. And then we get into extracurricular activities and things like that. And it's easy to forget. Hey, Sugar Magnolia, good to see you. Detroit says, I wish I could be there for him. I know, me too. I wish we could all get a big damn van or a bus or something, take us all. And show up. Oh my gosh. Check his website. Yes, I will. That'll be easier, wouldn't it? Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not fully awake. And I do have a phone call scheduled at noon today, but I wanted to hop on and talk with you guys. And of course, I've been trying to do the morning shows, but I was exhausted because I did the double show. And then I was like, well, I need to be on my A game. So I forced myself to get some sleep finally. But let's see. Seth Rogers. I know he's in my subscriptions. There we go. There's Seth. Oh, he does have some PayPal's. Okay, good. All right, he's got a PayPal and a Cash App, so I'm gonna drop him. Drop it like it's hot. And this week is not good for me in sending money, but I'll be able to do it Friday. Okay, this should work as a link, I hope. But that's okay. So that is, I knew it was a general thing, but I was like, what in the butt? Okay. Copy. There we go. Paste. Thank you. You're not interrupting at all, YouTuber. I love having you here. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Fantastic, guys. Yeah, and just, we can spread it around. Starts at noon. Yes. Today is a day for noon, right? Oh my goodness. And let me just share this and then because if I do it here, it should end up over there. Let's see. It'll be, yeah, and I didn't even set up my mic or anything. I'm just straight up like streaming from my computer. So I hope the audio is okay and not too crazy, but you know. All right, there we go. I had too many windows open and running. Hey, Miss Ann says, what's going on? So we are talking about so maybe he won't be streaming till noon, right? Because Seth is out and about in front of Sumner County Sheriff's Office at noon today. He will be there at noon making a stand against Sebastian still being missing and out there. Hey, Sweetie, good to have you. Let's see. It should be probably on his page as well. Smiley had it on too. So let's see if he's on his posts. Jerson, no, that has been found. Okay. I'll probably just pull it in from here. But I'll give you guys all the details. I'll post it up here so you guys can see it better. Sweet Tea says, "Oh Lord, hear our prayers and bring Sebastian home to his father." Yes, I second that. I second that. Oh, Jen's gonna go live on her channel. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is fantastic. So yeah, so astrology for mystics with Jen. No, I fully support sending cash apps and PayPals and things like that. YouTuber, absolutely. Look, I don't give a crap what those other assholes have to say. I don't care. They can kiss my butt. Look, this man has been out there searching for his son since day one. Even when the police told him, hey, you need to stay close, if Sebastian turns up, you need to be around. No, he was out there with his windows rolled down, Katie. With his windows rolled down. Unlike you, Katie. Here, look. This is what she thinks is looking for Sebastian. This is what Katie thinks is okay looking for Sebastian. I'm so sick of that hate crap and the crap that they generate and all of the people associated with them too. They could suck a lemon, and that's me being nice because I could think of some other things they could go suck. I mean, they're horrible people. Only a horrible person would go against a father that's looking for his son with his windows rolled down, Katie, because that's how you look. It reminds me of my mother, and she'd tell us to go get something, and then we come back without it, and she'd say, "Oh, you guys, look around." I forget what she'd say to us, but she'd say, "You're not looking good enough." Well, that's Katie right there. How the hell are you supposed to find your son, or he's supposed to hear you when your windows are rolled up? I mean, it's ridiculous. YouTuber. I just go nuts. I'm sorry. It's like I woke up today thinking it was Wednesday. Okay? Not having the best day, but it's like, good night. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I just can't believe YouTuber. I just can't believe it, you know? And I'm trying to remain diplomatic, but I mean, goodness sakes. Hey, Mama Bear. Mama Bear says Seth is going to do this every day from today until Friday. My guess using his vacation time to do it, then to go to Disneyland like Sebastian's momster, mother, and stepdad. I say stepfoot from hell, Chris. I agree. I agree. I could not agree more with this statement right here. Good morning, BMW Coop. Good to see you. Hey, busy mama. Welcome in, guys. Good morning, Shadow. Yeah. I mean, this is important, right? Because what else can you do besides go out there and spread awareness at this point? At this point. And you're right, you want someone to come get you. I know. I wish that we could get like a huge bus and show up there without him knowing, and surprise him. Um, it's like where we all are geographical, we're all over the place, right? Um, Man, oh man. BMW Coop says yes, the peaceful protest is every day this week, starts at noon today. And that's what's so important, right? Is like the peaceful aspect of it, right? We want it to be a peaceful protest. We want it to you know, be something where Seth feels heard, right? Because it's been far too long. I cannot believe that Sebastian has been missing this long. I really can't. I really, really can't. Good morning, busy mama. Thank you so much. The post for the peaceful protest. Oh, great. Let me grab it from Jen. And guys, if you haven't subbed up to Jen, oh look, we got Jen. All right, we got Jen past a thousand subscribers. Oh, I was checking on her page and checking, and then I stopped checking, and look what happens. Fantastic. I am so excited to see her having over 1,000 because that was the goal. Where's her posts at though? How come I can't find her posts? That's strange. Recently uploaded. Oh, that's the one that we did. We did a live. All. Oh, here's her post. Okay. Heller. We'll just share. Let me share my screen. I'll take this off. Yeah, and then I will, make sure I'll keep posting the Cash App and PayPal because that's one thing that we can do, right? Is show support that way, even if it's like $10, $5, whatever we can do. Um, I can never give like a whole bunch. One of these days, I'll go viral or something, and then maybe I could do that. But every little bit helps. Prayers help tremendously, guys. I mean, I know that sometimes it makes us feel like we're not doing much when we say a prayer, but it does. It does a lot, um, in my opinion. All right, let me share this screen. Better off sharing this screen because this one is really big and we can see it better. Okay, that should be sharing. Oh, I'm like, why is it giving me so much trouble? There we go. And here's all the details here. There we go. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic idea. I hope there's a huge turnout. We need to bring Sebastian home. We need justice for Sebastian. Right? So he's beginning this Tuesday through the week. He'll be there all week. I know, busy mama. That's the whole. I know. I was gonna say that, but then I was like, no, I need to just, chill. But no, you're right. I mean, I wish I had known about this prior to this week to make arrangements to go. I know. Well, and it's funny because it's kind of a straight shot from where I'm at, to just drive up. I mean, you know, but like I said, I wish I had more funds in order to, just rent one of those big buses to drive us all, right? Um, Party bus to drive. Detroit says everyone should call their local news station and alert them of the story nationwide. Yeah, that is a great idea, Detroit. Yes. I can make a post for that. I could actually make a post and share that out. Everybody calling up local news and letting them know there's a father out there whose son has been missing for 18 months and he's calling for help. He needs our help. He certainly does. And I'm going to get to crying because it's like, you know, if anybody deserves support, it's Seth, okay? Um it absolutely just kills my heart. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And that doesn't happen very often for me. I talk everybody's ear off. Um Sugar Magnolia says, I'm in Tennessee and I wish so badly I could go help. I have epilepsy and took a bad pill, moving things. Oh my goodness. Oh, took a bad spill, excuse me. Moving things salvageable from my oldest house. Oh, oh my Lord. 200-year-old tree crushed their home and cars. Oh my goodness, from the storm. Oh, well, dear, don't worry. I just take care of yourself and I understand that feeling. I think we all feel that way. I think there's so many people that wish that they could be there to support Seth, but there's so many ways we can support him. Sharing this flyer is one way. Um, Sharing it out on Facebook, socials, all of that is so important. Um, couldn't find the news channel name who interviewed him there before. I think it was Channel 4. Geez, I know there's one that interviews with Chris and Katie, and there's one that interviews with Seth, but I believe it was like Channel 4. And that's the thing that's so hard is that, Katie has the answers. Katie has the answers, and she has never been pulled in by herself, to my knowledge. If we have proof of that, I would love to see it, but she's never been pulled in, to my knowledge, and questioned by herself and asked, Katie, where is Sebastian? She's the only one that knows. She's the only one that knows. And I don't care how mean she wants to look into the camera. That doesn't faze me one bit. She's got that, tough girl persona. She's got a lot of different personas. But that tough girl one, with the bad attitude and the Google it y'all and no, absolutely not. Seth has lived this nightmare every single day for 18 months, 548 days. It's beyond cruel. Patty Lee, thank you. I used to count the days too. When I used to just make videos and I'd say, Sebastian's been missing for X amount of days, you know, I told Trevor Lee, I said, one of these days we won't have to keep sharing this flyer because I really didn't think that he was going to be out there like this long. I honestly didn't think that. I thought, hey, they're going to find him. He's out there somewhere. But lo and behold, we keep finding all of these kids. These kids turn up, thankfully alive. You know, um, some of them they don't turn up alive, but at least they turn up. We find them. So there's an explanation. The not knowing for Seth, that's got to be so terrible. I know it's terrible for all of us in our, Sugar Magnolia says, I still cannot believe that they left right after. What if he had come home? I know. I know. And that's it. We've got parents that are doing well. We have a parent, Seth, doing all he can, and then we have the other ones leaving the home. And Katie was the last one with him. So I can't imagine the guilt that I would feel if that was me. And even a child in my care went missing. I would have a tremendous feeling of guilt, and I would hold myself accountable. I just would. I would be searching the ends of the earth. It would be my life mission to find. But my own child, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level. Silvers also did a video with Dietz. He can't be there because he's working away. Okay, fantastic. I will check it out. With Dietz, huh? Silvers on the scene. Dexter. Okay. Oh, this is 4 weeks ago, but we can still go to his page. Tonight, full video search, say his name. That's 4 weeks ago. Okay, so I was back on that one. That's so funny. He's got one eye and one eye out. Okay, here's 11 hours ago. Show up. Okay, here we go.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
Apologize about the
Meet
ads, guys.
Base
I don't
44.
get the premium.
Silver's on the scene. Silver's on the scene. It is Monday, August 25th. almost 10:30 here in Atlanta, Georgia. Hope everyone's Monday's been great and very productive. Let's jump right in. I did a video earlier today about a possible location where Sebastian may have been taken. Was he there? Is he still there? So I'm waiting back on some answers from a few people so we can possibly move forward with that in that direction. But tonight's post, what I wanted to share a quick video with you versus just posting this and with no comment. I wanted to give you my thoughts on it. I really wish I could get to the Nashville area, to Hendersonville, Tennessee, starting tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to. I'll share that with you in just one moment. Sebastian Rogers, Have You Seen Me? Last seen February 25th, 2024. Reported missing early morning on February 26th, 2024. Okay. So what do we know with that? We know based on our video just earlier that that's 545 days, 1 year, 5 months, 29 days. Now, depending on if you think of a 30-day month or a 31-day month, as we talked about last night, basically it's a year and 6 months on Wednesday, but tomorrow will actually be the 26th, right? And that's the day he was reported missing. So on the 26th tomorrow, 18 months, Sebastian Rogers gone, right? So what do we do? What do we know? Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's the best thing, the easiest thing, the quickest thing we can do is say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And then we can also do is we can share this flyer. So share the flyer, say his name, and been gone 1 year, 1 year, 6 months, 18 months, starting tomorrow. No distraction. And Sebastian, let's bring him home. With that being said, someone, a local, let me know of something that's going on starting tomorrow, and we'll go through Friday. So let's throw this up. Here we go. Let's take a look at this.
And really quick, guys, I just wanted to pop in Mima. I will do that. I will make something for us to send out to local news stations, and I will share it on my channel. So, it'll just be, maybe a little letter that I could write out, um, attention all local news, something like that. I'll figure it out. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And then that way you guys could just share it out to your local news stations. Thank you, YouTuber. BMW Coop says keep handing out posters, flyers. Here's Seth's link on his post. He has a lot of info we can use and try to contact the proper places. Yes, have to keep going, keep this going. Yeah. And BMW Coop, I was trying to get emails for a lot of those because a lot of the emails weren't there. And I know it's so tough to get all of them. Hey, Chuchi. Good morning, honey. Yeah, so I think those are great resources. I think we do have to keep it going. Um, and to anybody that will listen needs to know. So I think it's so important, so very important. Let's see here. Because I'm an hour ahead, so I have a little bit of extra time. Um, but yes, we absolutely need to do this. And here's Silver's on the scene.
Help bring Sebastian home. It has now been 18 months since Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, say his name, Rogers, went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Still, there are no answers. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office has not been forthcoming in their investigation. That's very powerful. Because of this lack of transparency and communication, we are asking the public for help. I love this. Where? Sumner County Sheriff's Office. When? Beginning Monday, August 26th. That should actually say Tuesday, August 26th. So that right there, because today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, August 26th at noon, and it will continue through the week, including Friday. Let's stand together. Let's bring Sebastian home.
Hey, Mini
Hashtag bring
Panthers,
Sebastian
good to
home.
see you.
Hashtag justice for Sebastian. Now, what is this? According to what I'm being told, this is organized by Seth. Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological father. Okay, allegedly, in my opinion, from what I'm being told, this has been organized by Seth. I think it's fantastic. Um, I don't know all the ins and outs other than what I read to you there, but from the way I take it is Seth is organizing to be outside Sumner County Sheriff's Office to say, hey, basically, hey, it's been 18 months starting tomorrow from the day February 26, 2024, reported missing. 18 months later, tomorrow, August 26, 2025, where is my son? Now, I'm just reading here what it says. Let's read it one more time. Help bring Sebastian home. It's a beautiful flyer, the dark green, great face, a great smile. It has now been 18 months since Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, full name Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is very powerful here. Still, there are no answers. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office has not been forthcoming in their investigation. Because of this lack of transparency and communication, we are asking the public for help. So, what am I saying to you? And why did I want to post this, do this video versus, and you see me versus me just saying, hey, here it is in a post. Listen to me carefully. I can't be there. As everyone knows, I live in Atlanta. I do have to travel starting Wednesday. It is out of town and out of state, but it's not in Sebastian's home area of Hendersonville. And there's no way I can change that up. I must go. So it pains me that I can't be there. And who sent me this, I told them, wow, I wish I could be there. Tonight was the first I found out about it. What I am saying is this: if you are in the Hendersonville area, if you are anywhere close, doesn't have to be tomorrow. You've got tomorrow starting at noon. You've got Wednesday, you've got Thursday and Friday. What I'm assuming to be all day starting at noon tomorrow, all day the rest of the day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all day, to say, hey, look, it's been 18 months and we need help. So if you're in that community, if you live there, if you're going to be there, if you're going to be anywhere near it, I would say within 30 miles or 60 miles of that area, go and join in with Seth, biological father of Sebastian. All right, here it is again. Help bring Sebastian home. So I don't know what Seth, I've never spoken to Seth. We've communicated messages, I guess you could say, or at least one or two through a third party. But so I've never directly spoken to him. So I have no idea. This is coming from a third party, but I think it's great. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing a video on it. That's
Okay, guys, I just wanted to pop over and say hello to Pebbles and Jules. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Lisa B. Always. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you, guys. Wonderful. Mini Panther says, I'll share the news here in Central Florida. Yes, and I'm not sure of the local news stations just yet. Um, off the top of my head, but I'll just Google it, y'all. I mean, that's what we could do. We could just go ahead and Google it and, just send it out. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is missing, and send this flyer, and then I'll write a little letter that you guys can send out and share. This father is here. He is trying to. Hey GP, no updates, but Seth is going to be doing peaceful protests all week. So beginning at noon, he started Monday, and then today he'll be there at noon, and he's continuing through the week, including Friday, right? To stand, he wants people to stand with him out there. He's doing peaceful protests about Sebastian being missing, because 18 months is far too long. And he wants help. He wants answers. He wants people to search. We have a stepfather who, back at the end of the year last year was talking about how he thinks that Sebastian is, dead in the woods. And I hate saying that. It makes me sick to think about it, that he would say something like that, but he did. The fact of the matter is he said that. He said Sebastian's probably out there. His voice didn't crack. He didn't bat an eyelash. He didn't shed a tear. He didn't shudder to think about Sebastian being out there in the woods. I can't believe it. I mean, what a monster. And yes, that's why they were added to my Monster Monday. That's why. Is because of that right there. I mean, it's ridiculous that he's still missing. It's ridiculous that Seth has to do this. He should feel comfortable knowing that law enforcement is doing their job. That's what kills me the most. Because do I want to go after law enforcement? Hell no. Do I want to talk badly about the people that we entrust to protect and serve us? God, no. That's the last thing I would ever want to do. But if I have to do that and I have to say that, I will. Because it's not fair to Sebastian. It's not about any of us, it's about him. You know, I wonder if law enforcement will release a statement today, Paige asks. I wonder if they will. But you know what? I'm not going to hold my breath because, then I wouldn't be here with you guys anymore. To be honest, I don't think they care, which is very, very sad. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I'm not the type of a person that says, well, law enforcement sucks, or, a bunch of pigs, or whatever, derogatory rude term I can use for them. No, I do not. I do not. As a matter of fact, if I find out that someone's an officer of the law, I thank them for their service. I try to be as kind as I possibly can. But I don't see how I can um, be happy about the way that they've handled this situation. Like Jules said, she took her polygraph alone, right? So they gave her 5 questions, according to Chris Proudfoot. 5 questions were given, and that was it for the person who last saw Sebastian. But what Seth went through was hours of questioning and preparation, because that's how you do a polygraph test, right? That's how it's administered typically. They ask you a series of baseline questions to establish that. That's probably 5 questions there. So what type of baseline did they establish with Katie? Because it was a mighty friendly polygraph, in my opinion. Without being a polygraphist myself, without having any kind of schooling or knowledge. Okay, I get that. I understand. I'm willing to admit that. But other than that, just common sense, logic, reading about what a polygraph entails, we've done that. Right? Why? I Googled, why would a TBI give a polygraph? Why would a sheriff's office do that? Right? And it said because they vet people that way who are potential employees, right? If you're going to work for the TBI, you're going to get a polygraph test, is what they said on Google. And they do that when there's a criminal investigation. Those are the 2 reasons that are listed. So, what am I missing? Because every other time I've heard about a polygraph being taken, other than on, Maury Povich, and he's like, you are not the father, whatever, you were cheating with the decoy, whatever, that sort of lie detector test. But any other time, it's a process. You're hooked up to the machine. They're checking your pulse. They're checking your physiological responses to the questioning. That's what gets you tripped up when you're lying, and then you start getting all nervous, and then the little needles popping back and forth, going crazy. But Katie got 5 questions, and we're supposed to say, okay, she's good, cleared. No, you were still the last one with Sebastian, and you're still the last one that went back to the house with the light source that night, Katie. You came from the house with the light source, and you went back with the light source. You were the only man standing in the house, Katie. So quit acting like somebody is harassing you when we say that, because that's not harassment. That's just plain out logic and what happened. It's ridiculous. And Sumner County Sheriff's Office doesn't care because they know they have to know she's guilty. In my opinion, they know that, and they're not going to do a damn thing about it. And I have no idea which news station was out there last. I really don't. Hey Jude, thank you so much. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for this super sticker. It's just so terrible. It's just so terrible. But I'm glad that he's out there. Court for the Harrows is in 20 minutes. Oh, YouTuber. I wanted to talk to you guys about that too. Because, I find it really, really interesting. You're welcome, GP. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. Thank each and every one of you guys for being here this morning. We need to figure this out. We really do. We need to figure this out. We need to stand with Seth. We need to figure out what happened. Hey, Sasha. In my opinion, I think allegedly he is just saying that to throw us off. In my opinion, Sebastian is alive, and somewhere, at least that is the positivity I'm going to stick with until proven otherwise. Yeah, Town Chat, I understand that. I can respect that because we're all going to have different views, and I'll tell you, I am 20% hopeful, and I've remained 20% hopeful about maybe a school or maybe someone else could possibly have Sebastian. I know I'm wondering about that live feed too, because I could go ahead and pull it in for us, guys, if you guys want to watch the Harrows. I know there was a lot of buzz around that, but I'm really interested in, her eyes, her black eyes that she had, and I want to show you a video of another lady who was actually attacked in the parking lot at the store. And I want to show you, and it is a little graphic with this poor little lady. She was hit by someone, like literally, popped in the face by someone, and the poor dear. But I want to show you guys what she looked like, and then you tell me if her eye wasn't healing up. Sasha says, I give credit where credit is due, but some of these sectors are certified pathetic and completely out of touch with protocol or any common sense. I agree, Sasha. Look, I'm right there with you, sister. I mean, look, it's absolutely ludicrous to think that it's okay for this young man to still be out there missing when his mother, Katie, is out there doing whatever she's doing, giving it her best, out there with her stepdaughter, and doesn't care where her son is. She has no guilt or remorse that she was the last one with Sebastian. There's something wrong with that in and of itself. And then when it comes to protocols, what type of protocol was followed besides for a runaway child, a runaway autistic child at that? Because that's what Ken Widener was looking into. That's where he was researching. That's where he was focused on. Same thing with Craddock. We're operating under the assumption that Sebastian walked off. Well, that's fine and dandy, but what about the other possibilities? And when you're investigating, you're looking at every angle. You do not only look tunnel vision. How can you get perspective if you only look at it from one angle? You can't. Look at a piece of art and then go and turn it in a different perspective and look at it that way too. That's the only way that you're going to get the full understanding. It's called corruption, Patty Lee. I agree. I mean, look, I'm the last one that likes to think that way. Because if we have a level of corruption in the people that we're entrusting to do the right thing, then where does that put us? In a real shit position. That puts us with the child that's been missing, and these two idiots go on and on about themselves. And I'm sorry, the public is mad. We're absolutely mad that he's still out there. Why not the police? Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we do have we have boots on the ground, right? On the tira. Yay. On the tira is on the case. Thank God for somebody being on the case. That's good. Fantastic. Thank you so much, YouTuber. You guys are awesome sleuths. I love the sleuths in here, sleuthing around looking for info. I love it. I don't care about other creators being mentioned, guys, as long as it's not like in a hateful way. Unless I'm going on and on about it, then it's not fair. I said that before, but um, absolutely. And drop his link, guys. He's a very funny guy. You know what I mean? He's interesting to watch. But then he also likes to report on, events and different things like that. So there are five baseline. No way was that all. He's lying. I just asked my brother. He does 100 times a day. Thanks, Mimi Ma. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking too, Mimi Ma. Look, I mean that should just establish. Like they'll ask you your name. They'll ask you because what it is they're trying to establish what your baseline is, right? Because we're all individuals, which is smart. That's how you can see when somebody's lying, right? Because if I tell you my name, I'm telling the truth, right? And you know that, and I know that, and so it's that's what they're basing, the lie detector on, is the responses that you give during your baseline, and then you absolutely can go through the questioning and you can answer something deceptively within the line of questioning, right? But then some of the things you're being truthful on. So the lie detector is basically detecting when you're being deceptive and when you're being truthful. And so, when Chris says I pass with flying colors, I mean that doesn't even make sense because there could have been questions that he answered in a deceptive manner. And he could have been truthful on all of them. He could have been deceptive on all of them, right? It just depends. It's question by question. I agree, BMW Coupe. Katie needs to be interrogated alone, in my opinion, also, because you have Chris, and they do it for each other. I mean, I'm not saying, because I think he should be questioned alone too, because they'll be sitting there nudging each other. We've watched them signal to each other with a cough or something like that, clear the throat. And Katie has very often looked to Chris and not the other way around. I've never watched Chris look to Katie for validation on anything. I have, however, watched Katie look to Chris for validation multiple times during multiple different interviews and occasions. So, yeah, absolutely. They need to be interrogated alone. And why is Katie looking for validation from Chris when Chris wasn't in the area? When Chris was 3.5 hours away? There's something wrong there too, because people have speculated, and I have too, whether or not Chris was in the area, because they've lied, and that's the thing. They're not credible. Once you're not a credible source, it's very hard to become credible again, right? Because it's about trust. And so the minute that you do something to make someone not trust you, you have to earn the trust back if it's even salvageable. Because look, if people lie to me, I understand. Everybody lies. Sometimes it's something that you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, right? And that's understandable. Or somebody might lie by omission, right? And leave something out. Something like that. But if somebody bullface lies to me and I ask them, straight up, like, you just lost it, buddy. Sorry, I'm not going to trust you again. You know? And it'd be extremely hard for me to even want to associate with someone like that. Because if you could just readily lie, about something very important, yeah, in my book, you're not a credible person. In my book, I just kind of would rather deal with honest people, right? Because I like to be honest with others, and so I want them to be honest with me. And brutally honest is different, right? Like if somebody's like, oh, this or that, does this make me look, horrible? Okay, well, no, it doesn't make you look horrible, but let me see. Let's see if we can't find something better, like something like that. But I mean, still, you're being truthful. You can be truthful and not hurt someone's feelings, right? And be hateful. Hateful and truthful is completely different. Sasha says when the citizens have to correct them and to do their job, we have a major problem. I agree. When a father has to go out there and sit in front of the sheriff's office, there is a major problem. There is a major problem. He's like, remember me? I have a son that's missing, and I actually care. Yeah, they took her word for it and ran with it, BMW Coupe. They did. I mean, you're absolutely correct. Hey, perfectly imperfect boy, mom, glad you're back. Hey, Jude says Katie's polygraph was inconclusive and she was on Xanax, right? A little in your coffee. Like, I mean, yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. This is another thing. Thank you, Hey Jude. This is another thing. They ask you what medications you're currently taking, right? So, like, if you're taking an anti-anxiety medication, that is going to slow your heart rate and you'll be very calm throughout, right? So they consider that when they're considering your baseline, when they're establishing your baseline, excuse me. Thanks, Hey Jude, because yeah, that's another thing. Those are the baseline questions that they're asking, and trying to figure out. Sasha says, "Is there an attorney in Tennessee that takes these cases off your kid? Call me. I got your back. My off to you. Oh my goodness. Well, I know it's like Better Call Saul, but someone else. I wish there was, because Seth absolutely needs help with this, legal help, in my opinion. What do you do when the police don't do their job? That's the question. That's the sad reality. What do you do when the police won't do their job and you have your child out there missing and they operate off of assumptions? Because I wouldn't want anyone operating off of any type of assumption when they're looking for my child. I want them to look at every single avenue, every single angle until they find this child. There is no way that Sebastian just poof disappeared off the face of the planet. He didn't. It's impossible. It's the only impossible theory that we can take off the table unequivocally and never think of it again, because I hate hearing that someone vanished. No one vanishes. No one disappears. I'm curious what the 5 questions were as well, BMW Coupe. I'd like to know. Absolutely. I absolutely would love to know. You know, because it's just like with Rebecca Haro. Hola, and then you're punched in the face? No, that doesn't make sense. Right off the bat, doesn't make sense. Just like Katie saying, none of his shoes are missing. He didn't take his phone. Same thing. It doesn't make sense. What's really crazy and crappy to me, in my opinion, is that Katie was able to pass this little fairy story along. I mean, really, how is she able to get away with that? He ran away, but he didn't take anything with him. That doesn't make any sense. Hola, punch to the face. Okay? It's ridiculous. No one's going to say hello to somebody and punch them in the face unless you know them and there's a personal reason behind it. And then they go, oh shit, this person's coming to punch me in the face. That's the only reason you'd say hola and punch someone in the face, aka hello, and then punch them in the face. You know, CP bragged about his poly was an open book. He sure did. He sure did, BMW Coop, thank you. Yeah, he said it was, it was an open book test. Yeah, because it was your buddies that did it. It's more like a friendly polygraph. It's more like, let's just do this so we can shut the public up. And because Seth went and took one, yeah, because they know we're pissed off about that. You know what? You want to know who else is pissed off about that? Who's not the public? The general public? Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace. She got up there and flat out said, look, I have all these trolls chiming in. No, Chris Proudfoot did not take his polygraph with me. And what did Chris Proudfoot say to Nancy Grace? Name the time and place, ma'am. I'll be there. Oh, bullshit. You're not there, Gomer. Get your ass out of here. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then we're supposed to believe it? And if we don't, then it's our fault? I don't think so. That's got to be like the biggest freaking gaslighting I've ever seen in my life. And I've been gaslit before. Or someone's attempted to gaslight me. So, oh, no, no, no. I remember that Hey Jude. Hey Jude said Seth's mom, Robin, said it was inconclusive. Right, right. But you know whose test wasn't inconclusive? You know who did pass with flying colors? Seth Rogers. Seth Rogers on Nancy Grace with a world renowned polygraphist. And it's not polygrapher, Chris, it's a polygraphist. Hola, punch to the face. I just can't believe it. It's just, it's maddening. I want in I want in on that interrogation, BMW coupe. We'll be nice about it. We could keep it classy. Okay? Cuz I mean it needs to happen. Like what's up with that? I would like to ask Katie a few questions. And I want her to answer me honestly. I would have invited Katie on the show because at least Katie can be respectful. Like she is respectful. I will say that compared to Chris. Yeah. So absolutely, but I'm not going to have some guy come on my show and tell me the 1-2 and how to do it. No way. You got me messed up. And no girls or nobody's going to do that. No way. But it's like I would have Katie on because she's a little bit more cordial. She knows how to be respectful even if she doesn't like you. Chris doesn't have that any couth. He has no couth whatsoever. We love Sasha because she's feisty. you know? Jules says they sure didn't want Canine Gator and Canine Ara interrogating them. Calm down, hate watchers. It's just a joke. Yeah, no, I get it too, though, Jules. It's like, no, they don't want anybody that's going to put any heat on, right? They want all the softball interviews. That's why they love interviewing with Holly Thompson, in my opinion. Because she's like, let's talk about hope. Like I'm sorry, that's how she is. She's a Pollyanna. If you guys don't know what a Pollyanna is, it's just basically that looks at everything with rose-colored glasses and, and can't see when shit's really going down, you know, and that's her. And that's why they like her. Let's talk about hope. Okay, let's talk about hope, but then let's talk about what's really going on here. And Katie was the last one with him. Ask her some questions like you would if you were, let's say, a journalist who actually gave a damn. Instead of, she's acting like she's, there for a freaking Christmas pageant, interviewing, the kids or something. No. You're literally interviewing on a missing child's case and you're acting like a Pollyanna. I would love for us to get hard with the Proudfoots. I think they've had it too easy. Look, I'm not saying that there aren't some whack jobs out there, right? That are going to go to their house and do all this shit. They sent one of them over to my house. Okay? Or two of them, actually. Sent two of those kinds of people to my house. All right? I've had my mods gone after and everything. That's crazy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the police actually doing their job when it comes to a missing child's case, because this is a friggin' circus. It's an absolute circus. Look at Sebastian smile and tell me that he deserves this shit. Just look at him. And his mom can't even cry real tears. She can't even squeeze one out. And when she does, she makes sure she lets it sit there to dry just so people will see it there. Squeeze one single tear out and leave it there for the entire interview. You've got to be kidding me. If you think that I'm that stupid. And it is insulting to the intelligence. Anyone's intelligence. I'm hoping the new DA helps somehow with Sebastian's case. I hope so, Paige. I hope so. I truly, truly hope so. Because we need someone to help. We absolutely do. We need someone to help. And I mean, if it was one of our kids that was out there, we would be doing the same thing. We would be just as angry, you know? Sasha says, I'm going to calling them soon. Whitley assured me he had the case, so the district attorney should have it. And we will send them everything again just for good measure. 100. Thanks, Sasha. Yeah, we have to start standing together, you know? Skylar Niece was, Jules, yes, ruled a runaway at first too. That was tragic. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying that teenagers don't run away, but I mean, you're going to take something with you. Even little kids that are going to say they're going to run away, they know to take stuff with them. A little one, right? Like I'm talking about, a 5-year-old, right? That's like, I'm leaving. I'm sick of this crap, for whatever reason. They're mad, you know, they're having a bad day. They're little people too, right? So they can have a bad day. Of course, life is tough. There's a lot of things to piss us off during the day. And, maybe it was something their brother or their sister did. Well, they get their little backpack and they put their stuff in there, whatever they think they're going to need. And then they try to, run away. And I'm doing air quotes, right? They try to run away. They don't make it very far, typically, right? And also the things that they pack might not be the essentials to survive. They're 5 years old. But in the same way, they're taking things with them and they even have that wherewithal. So you're telling me that Sebastian, who likes to play chess, who likes to play strategic social games like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, is not going to strategize before he leaves? You're telling me that he's going to take a keychain flashlight with him to brave on his journey to wherever he was going? Bullshit. No way. I would bet my bottom dollar that that's not nowhere near the truth. If Sebastian was going to run away, he would probably take some items with him, like snacks, like drinks, like his Switch, his phone. How was he to communicate on his journey? Right? So, say he was going to go to his dad's house, he would have taken his cell phone. He would have taken his cell phone. None of it makes sense. Well, they never wanted any of their properties searched, Sasha, either, you know? It is completely ridiculous, Kiki. I can't believe it. I really cannot believe it. Well, and their vehicles needed to be searched properly and processed like any of our, if it was us, our vehicles would have been taken. Look what they did to the Haros right away. Took their electronics, took their vehicles, right? They had one vehicle, to my knowledge, and it was the vehicle in question. That's what an investigation is. You actually investigate everything that could have been used, means, motive, opportunity. All of those things should be examined and explored and re-examined and re-explored until you find the solution. In this case, Katie's van should have been taken into custody. The last time Sebastian was seen was getting into that van. Why wasn't it taken? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, Kiki, I'm serious. I just cannot believe it. I'm beside myself with this already. But you mean to tell me that you're not going to bring in everything that could have been used in this crime? Operate off of the assumption that he walked off, but also operate under the assumption that other possibilities could be at play here. Once you realize that you had zero footage of Sebastian from the neighborhood, that should have been a key indicator that you need to go back to the beginning again. And when you do that, you just really fuck the integrity of the investigation completely. Just completely fucked it when you do that, because guess what? All of that other information is already lost. You're letting people come in and out of Sebastian's house, traipsing all over the crime scene. Didn't take anything from his bedroom besides his blanket for the dogs. I mean, come on. Don't worry, Miss Ann. Your prayers are very important. You supporting, and you can share out the flyers. So don't feel like, it's okay. Look, I'm sick and tired of these assholes talking about how Seth is grifting or whatever. So when I post the Cash App, it's to help him because he needs it, not because he's grifting or any of that shit. And if somebody wants to give, then they give. And if they can, they can. We all have to take care of, ourselves and our situations, and he knows that, you know, in my opinion. I don't think the baseline were a part of the number he gave me. Yeah, I would hope not, Jules, because I cannot believe that. Five questions. And then he complains about 13 questions when Seth was in there for 3 hours. The fact that he can put energy into going on vacations throughout his year and a half and not really do anything to really find him baffles me. They know where he is, in my opinion. No worries. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Oh, KTLA may cover the Harrow hearing. Okay, I'm a little bit behind in chat. Sorry, I'm ranting around, but I'm like, hey, Tony Fire, good to see you. It's crazy. Hey, Narita, good to see you. Hey, Holly S. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm like I said, I'm beside myself with uh, all of it. Holly S says if they even took a lie detector test, no telling how they even calibrated them or if even plugged them in. Literally, don't trust these people. I know, I don't either, Holly S. I don't either. But I can see what Jules is saying that like the baseline might have been different because they're talking about probably like the interrogation questions, that were the hardball questions that Chris puts it. Oh, ask me some hard ones. What an asshole. You know it? It's like, what is wrong with him? In my opinion, it's personal. He's hidden somewhere, and whoever is involved made sure there was no trace of him. He did not run away, in my opinion. I agree, Sweet C. That's another one that I can really take off of my list. And I mean, I hate to I hate to do that even at this juncture because I'm not considering all of the possibilities. We'll just put it that way. But here's the thing. I don't know if there is in fact footage, but they keep coming out and that's one thing that they've always said. There is no sign of Sebastian anywhere. Anywhere. There's cameras everywhere, but there's no sign of Sebastian anywhere. And we know that it is impossible to vanish. Yes, Holly, yes, we did say that earlier. Yes, 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 ma'am. Yeah, and remember when Chris said the polygraph is like an open book test? What an odd thing to say. Yeah, why even say that mess? Yeah, no reason for it. He loves to mess with the public too, you know? BMW Coupe says, well, no forced entry into the home, so ruled out. I agree. We all know he didn't run away. He would have been seen on the cameras, and people say that he hated the bugs. Yep, in the woods. Oh, absolutely. And no shoes on. Yeah, so it boils down to exactly what we all observed. I agree. And they're trying to say that that never happened. They didn't show the end of the video on America's Most Wanted. Because if they did, there would be outrage everywhere. But because they failed to put the ending of the flashlight video as we know it in the America's Most Wanted video, I bet you a large percentage of people now think that Sebastian did run away on his own. Piss poor at best. Piss poor at best. And they can look at this child and think that they're doing okay. They're not. And anybody that lives there locally that thinks that this is all right, you have problems. You need your head checked. You need your eyes checked, maybe even your ears checked. But mainly your brain, because that's where it all friggin' processes. And you're not processing it. You're pretending it away like it didn't happen. I wish Nancy would follow up and do another segment on this. I feel like there's people out there that could help, but they're just right here and won't take this all the way. I agree. And Nancy Grace needs to show the friggin' flashlight video in its entirety so people know that there was a light source that came from the house and one that went back, not just one that went, and met someone else. Damn you, America's Most Wanted. Damn you to hell for that. I will never watch that fucking show never again. Never again. That's how upset I am with it. And John Walsh, you should want the child found. You know how it is. Jules says, I don't think he actually accepted Nancy to set it up in my. Oh, I don't think he actually thought that Nancy was going to set it up, in my opinion. Yeah, and he challenged her Like right there. Name the time and place. Name the time and place. And then he doesn't show up. And she set it up for him like where he was working and everything, in order for him to be for it to be convenient for him. I think a lot of us would like to ask her some questions. Oh, absolutely, perfectly imperfect boy mom. When I see her at CrimeCon when it comes to Florida next year, you best believe I'm going to be there. And that's the only person that I have any interest talking to is Nancy Grace. Holly S says Pig Fest is coming up. I wish Dog could go there and pass out flyers. It would sure gain some publicity for that. Yeah, that's for sure. I agree. I agree. I think that's a really good idea. And as a matter of fact, uh, I would love to talk to Nancy Grace, and I'm going to because I have a lot of questions. And we'll just leave it there. Sasha says, Craddock, you've been struggling, son. CP beat you. Hilarious. He made Craddock look like a Barney Fife. Oh, snap. I think that's insulting to Barney. You know what I mean? Sasha. Oh my goodness. I appreciate that he's done, but I wish I'm gonna do a little bit more than this lawsuit. Just showing up for Sebastian at Seth's protest would be good too. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. Oh, he's so triggered by it too. And that's the thing. The photo that where it appears that someone's being carried out. Yeah, he was very upset about that. Okay, Jules, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to hop off of here because I'm gonna be. I have a call today. Um, at noon. So KP has been lying her whole life. Her mom taught her how to hide a lot. Yeah, I agree with that, Sasha. And I think that that's why she does. I think that's why she's okay with it. Yeah, fluff piece, totally. Detroit, And I'm not even that pissed off with Nancy because I think Nancy was threatened. And that's why she didn't show it. I think she was threatened, and I think it was because it was evidence. And I think that's why she wouldn't show it. But absolutely a fluff piece. I will never watch America's Most Wanted. Nothing burger. No way. And I've always liked John Walsh and I always thought highly of him. But when you're going to do this to Sebastian, no. No way. Freaking shoes. The shoes. The shoes. And that was their biggest mistake was the shoes. Right? That's where they screwed up. Was the shoes. Among other screw ups. When was Sebastian seen getting into Katie's work van? I had heard that before. No, Diane, I'm just talking about her van, like her Infinity SUV. Sorry, it's SUV. I call it kind of looks like a minivan to me more than an SUV, so I just call it a van. I'm sorry, I should have specified that. But yeah, that's the last time we watched Sebastian get into Katie's Infinity in the Texas Roadhouse parking lot, and that's the last time we see this young man. Gone. And then America's Most Wanted wants to play part of the evidence that we have. No way. I will not watch or support any of that. It makes me sick at my stomach to know that they hid part of it. And nobody says anything about it ever. I've bitched and complained about it at length. I mean, I can only do so much with this mouth and my, audience. But that's something that we needed to stand up against. It's ridiculous. Why? Why are we allowing for this? We shouldn't be. Sugar Magnolia says lies, and how anal would that house have to be that she knew exactly what number of shoes. My youngest and daughter-in-law stay here when I'm not well. I have no clue how many shoes he has. Well, I mean, I understand, and I even thought the number of shoes that Sebastian had was kind of low, right? Because you have sandals, you have the slides, you have the Crocs, you have the, I mean, all these shoes. But, Sebastian didn't go outside. That's what Chris and Katie said. When he was there, he didn't go outside. How terrible is that? And the neighbors said they didn't even know the kids lived there. It doesn't even look like kids live there. Lisa B says, in my opinion, more importantly, why was the Brinks van not searched? I agree with that too, Lisa. You're right. Absolutely. All of it needed to be searched. Every single bit of it. They should have had a forensic investigator on their finances. All of that needs to be looked at. And when you can't find the answers, you go back to the beginning and then you re-examine it. They have not done any of that, in my opinion. Sasha says, and picked up later 3 a.m. from the retention pond if they never checked the vehicle for blood. Well, and they didn't check for blood for anything, in my opinion. You know? Aw, thank you for the super sticker, Holly S. Thank you so much. Gosh, I mean, I just can't believe this. I just really can't. Hey, Maui son. Just getting online, so maybe you've already done this. However, has anyone gone to Nick Barris and or the news manager, Nick's son, his boss, website at the station? No, I haven't. I have not thought of that actually, Maui son. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, okay. Seth is now live on Jen's channel. Okay, perfect, guys. You know what? Then I'm gonna hop off of here. Um, Thank you, Lisa B. Always, for your super chat. She says Brinks fan was not searched, in my opinion. Big red flag. I agree. I agree. What a load of crap. You know? Yeah, Diane. Thanks, Diane. Says I'm like you, so over the lack of arrest or even updates on Sebastian's case. Yeah, because what are they doing, Diane? They seem like they're doing nothing. It's crazy. Hey, Adam Forever 21 didn't follow protocol. I agree, guys. I agree. You know, thanks, Holly S. That's cute. Um, Golly. Hey, Jude says Chris Watts forgot Shanann's shoes. Boom. Thank you, Hey Jude. Exactly. Exactly. America's Most Wanted was so watered down. I wish they would have showed the lights going back. Amen. They failed to show the entire video. Like, what the heck? That's right. God, good Lord, protect us all and all of these wonderful children. Amen, Sasha. Thank you. And protect Seth out there. Protect Jen. Um, I hope so, Sugar Magnolia. I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna write that up so we can get it out. Hey Kaz, good to see you. Um, and then you did, Maui Sun. Maui Sun says I emailed Nick Barris to please go support Seth at the sheriff's office and believing for a miracle. Oh, thank you, Maui Sun. That's beautiful. I really appreciate you. Jen's channel. Let me grab it for you guys. Um, Let me go back to Jen. Where's the link for this, though? Okay, it should be this one. Hopefully I can do this. Okay. But yes, guys, go support Seth, please. Pretty please. I hope this is the right one. Or mods, if you guys could grab it for me. I don't know why it doesn't have it on the desktop version, or I'm not seeing it. Let me go to grab Seth's stuff. If you can help Seth at all, guys, buy him a coffee, buy him a drink. He's going to be out there the next couple of days, right? This is his Cash App here. Bite me, hate channels, bite me. This is his Cash App. And then this one is his PayPal. And if you can help, please do. Um, you know, please thank you. Thank you so much, Town Chat, for putting that in there. There's the links, guys. Please go over and support Jen. Please go over and support Seth. Please say prayers, share the flyers, share with your local news. Thank you so much, Detroit, for that idea. You guys are awesome. You guys are wonderful, wonderful people, and I love you so much. You stay safe out there, and let's find Sebastian. I'll be live tonight for the night show. Okay. I love you guys. Let's find Sebastian.